Hey everybody, it's Adrian Manray, and welcome to the final part of the Hasbro Cinematic Universe. Yes, we are at Phase 3 now, the final phase in the Unicron saga. So with that out of the way, let us begin at Phase 3 of the Hasbro Cinematic Universe. Quick note, Cobra Commander will now be played by Chuck Woody. Thank you, and reason why is because Jonathan Majors is guilty of the accusations. So yeah. Anyways, enjoy Phase 3. First project in Phase 3 is Transformers Beast Wars. Here are the Autobots. And here are the cast of the Maximals. Optimus Primal is played by Keanu Reeves. Cheetor is voiced by Jack Quaid. Rhinox is voiced by Vincent D'Onofrio. Airazor is voiced by Michelle Yeoh. Rat Trap is voiced by John Mulaney, and Tigatron is voiced by Tobin Bell. The movie would follow the Autobots post-Transformers vs. G.I. Joe on the run from the US government, and they end up in Africa, where they meet the Maximals who warn them that Unicron is coming. And they're curious because Unicron's been gone for millennia, so why would he come back now? It is revealed in the story that Unicron is not just a threat to the universe, but other universes as well. The Maximals come from another timeline where the war between Cybertronians started again between the Maximals and the Predacons. Then Unicron destroyed their reality. Now he plans to consume this world, and they need to stop Galvatron, Starscream, and Soundwave from bringing him to Earth. The movie would end with them killing Galvatron and Starscream, and Soundwave would join the team of the Autobots by the end. Minor stuff in there. Optimus Prime will teach Ultra Magnus the ways of morality, and we get to see a relationship between Optimus Prime and Elita 1. We also get to see Starscream make a redemption arc by attempting to kill Galvatron, but he does die, so that does happen, unfortunately. But overall, the movie does have a sort of good ending, but they know that Unicron will eventually come, and that's where the movie ends. There would be a singular post-credit scene with Unicron finding the location of Earth. The second project in Phase 3 is a TV special centered around Duke. The story would take place after Transformers vs. G.I. Joe and would focus on Duke saving hostages from a Cobra group, and the special would end with Duke getting a call from Joe Colton himself saying that Cobra has something big planned. The third project is Power Rangers Rangers Forever. The movie would follow the Rangers as they meet Rita Repulsa again, now a herald of Unicron, and they do fight her, but they kind of lose their ground a bit because of the cosmic power she has gained. So they turn to Zordon, who in his dying breath gives them major upgrades, and the biggest one of all is that Tommy is no longer the Green Ranger, but he's the White Ranger. There would be a final battle between the Rangers and Rita, and the battle would end with them using the Zeo Crystal to disintegrate Rita. The movie would end with the Rangers going back to Angel Grove and celebrating. And that's it. There would be one singular post-credit scene where Unicron is traveling across the universe in search for Earth. The fourth project in Phase 3 is Snake Eyes, and it will focus on Snake Eyes confronting his past and the clan of the Arashikage. This project is where we get introduced to Jinx, played by Li Bingbing, who is the secondary protagonist, and we have our villain, Storm Shadow, played by Andrew Koji. The movie would end with Snake Eyes beating Storm Shadow as Snake Eyes and Jinx leave to find the rest of the members of G.I. Joe. There are two post-credit scenes. The first post-credit scene is Duke meeting back up with Snake Eyes and informing them of Cobra's next plan. The second post-credit scene is Storm Shadow getting recruited by Baroness and Cobra Commander. The fifth project of Phase 3 is a special for Scarlett and would focus on her just basically chilling for a bit at a Gem and the Holograms concert. Yes, Gem and the Holograms are back in Phase 3. You happy now? I'm sorry, okay? Anyways, Scarlett would take down a Cobra operative in there called Firefly, and the special would end with Joe Colton calling her back because Cobra has something up their sleeve. The sixth project in Phase 3 is Visionaries, Knights of the Magical Light. Here is the cast for the Spectral Knights. Leoric is played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Farrell is played by David Cornsweet. Galadriel is played by Emilia Clarke. And Arzon is played by Patrick Wilson. Merklin will be appearing and will be played by Anthony Hopkins. The main villains will be the Darklings, and here's our cast for them. Michael Shannon is playing Darkstorm. Alexander Skarsgård is playing Recon. Jamie Alexander is playing Viralina. And Javier Bardem is playing Kravix. The movie would follow the Spectral Knights against the Darklings in their war after their civilization crumbled after technology was lost and they needed to rely on magic. The movie would end with the Spectral Knights defeating the Darklings, but see that Unicron has come to their planet and the Spectral Knights need to leave. And when they left, Unicron consumed their planet, Prismos. So the movie has a bad ending, but this sets them up for the big crossover. There is a singular post-credit scene with the Visionaries, aka Spectral Knights, meeting Brahm in space and Brahm telling them that they need to go to Earth. The seventh project in Phase 3 is a special for Cobra Commander. The special will delve deeper into the mind of Cobra Commander, and it will show you how unhinged he truly is. The end of the special will reveal a new piece of armor Cobra Commander has been working on called Project Serpentor, and this will set up G.I. Joe 3. Speaking of which, the eighth project in Phase 3 is G.I. Joe Real American Heroes. Here's the updated G.I. Joe roster, now including Action Man. Yes, he is going to be part of G.I. Joe in this movie. The main villains will be Baroness, Storm Shadow, and Cobra Commander, now with the Serpentor armor. This movie will be the final battle between the Joes and Cobra, and by the end of the movie, the Baroness gets arrested, Storm Shadow and Cobra Commander die. The Joes win, but they get a distress signal that something's coming outside the planet as the movie ends. There would be a singular post-credit scene with a satellite recording footage of Unicron coming. The ninth project in Phase 3 is Stretch Armstrong. Channing Tatum will play the titular character. The movie would follow famous weightlifter Jake Armstrong getting doused in a substance called Flexarium, and he kind of has to live his life with powers. So when a terrorist group comes in, it's up to Stretch Armstrong to stop them. The movie would end with Stretch winning, and he'd be known as a hero to the public. The Mobile Armored Strike Command, aka MASK, will be making an appearance in this movie to help Stretch Armstrong fight the terrorist group. The post-credit scene would be of Stretch Armstrong looking up at the sky to see a planet, which is actually Unicron. The 10th project in Phase 3 is My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. King Sombra will be the villain and is revealed to be a herald of Unicron that existed for a very long time. The movie would follow the main six post-Discordia, and Twilight is still comprehending what she was been told in Discordia about magic not being real and their power just being cosmic energy. And with Sombra, who is voiced by Tony Todd in this universe, is very powerful and wants to have Equestria be part of Unicron's meal. So the main six fight Sombra, they defeat him, and they kind of go back to their normal lives, but by the end of the movie, they sense that Unicron is coming, and that's where the movie ends. There is no post-credit scene. The 11th project in Phase 3 is Unicron War Part 1, which is actually the first part of the culmination of this universe. The first part will focus on the heroes on Earth, which include the Autobots, Maximals, G.I. Joe, Action Man, Power Rangers, and Stretch Armstrong. While Unicron is the main villain, the secondary villain will be Nemesis Prime, voiced by Peter Cullen. This version of Nemesis Prime is from an alternate reality where Optimus Prime serves Unicron as his herald. He comes here to bring Unicron to Earth. Our heroes would fight Nemesis Prime and defeat him, but it's too late as Nemesis Prime succeeded in his mission of sending a signal to Unicron. They killed Nemesis Prime, but they realized that Unicron has finally arrived on Earth, and that is how the movie ends. There will be a few deaths in the movie, which include Ratchet of the Autobots, Airazor of the Maximals, Snake Eyes, sadly, Action Man, we lose Jason, the Red Ranger, and we lose Windblade. We have a singular post-credit scene where a few archaeologists put a relic in a museum. This relic is revealed to be the Matrix of Leadership. The 12th project in Phase 3 is Micronauts 2. The movie would follow the Micronauts trying to stop Baron Karza from using the power of Micronus Prime, one of the 13 primes of Cybertron. They would beat Karza, but the twist villain is that there is another prime in Microspace. His name is Megatronus, voiced by Tom Hardy. They defeat Megatronus, and the movie would end very horribly. You see, Microspace gets destroyed, and the Micronauts wake up in our universe, and they realize that something destroyed their reality. And it's revealed that Unicron destroyed it, as the movie ends. There is a singular post-credit scene where the Matrix of Leadership in the museum bursts out and flies off. The 13th project in Phase 3 is Void Rivals. Zola Maridueña plays Derek, while Lizzie Broadway plays Celila. The movie would follow Derek, an Agorian, and Celila, a Zertonian, two races at war with each other, now settling aside their differences to figure out how to escape another threat in the form of the Skuxoids. The movie would end with them escaping the Skuxoids and promising to work together for the time being until they can resolve their war. And that is how the movie ends. There is a singular post-credit scene where Derek and Celila meet the Visionaries and Rom tells them that they need to go to Earth. The 14th project in Phase 3 is Unicron War Part 2, and the second part of the culmination of this universe. The Autobots, the Maximals, the Joes, and the Rangers return. Stretch Armstrong also returns. The main six come back, Rom returns, the Spectral Knights come back, the Micronauts, the Dinobots come back, Darok and Celila, and the Mobile Armored Strike Command returns. The first act will essentially be our heroes coming together and trying to find a way to stop Unicron. And they would travel around the world fighting Terrorcons to find a relic known as the Matrix of Leadership. The second act is essentially our heroes finding out a way to use the Matrix against Unicron. And when an army of Terrorcons come, the other heroes go and fight Unicron while Optimus tries to activate it. And Unicron would transform into his robot mode. The third act is the final battle against Unicron where everyone comes in, and the movie would have a very impactful scene where Unicron is almost destroying everyone until Optimus Prime uses the Matrix of Leadership to destroy Unicron once and for all. There are a few deaths in this movie, and ones that are very major, so let me just list them off for you. Arzon, Beachhead, Ozarian Rael, Leoric, Rom, Matt Tracker, Twilight Sparkle, Yellow Ranger, Duke, and Optimus Prime. The movie would end with our heroes having new lives now that their friends are gone, and trying to adjust to this new era now that Unicron is gone and the universe is safe. This movie does not have a post-credit scene. The final project of Phase 3 in the HCU by itself is Bumblebee. The movie would follow Bumblebee as the new leader of the Autobots, struggling to work as a team after the death of Optimus Prime. And that's when a new threat to the Autobots arrives in the form of a new Decepticon army. The main villain would be Tarn, voiced by Denzel Washington, and you have two allies, Thundercracker, voiced by Derek Phillips, and Skywarp, voiced by Vic Chow. Scarlett would make a cameo in this movie. The movie would end with Bumblebee and the Autobots killing Tarn and the other Decepticons, and it would end with them building a memorial for Optimus Prime. There is no post-credit scene. Hey everybody, it's Adrian Man Ray, and thank you so much for watching the Hasbro Cinematic Universe. This has been an idea in my mind for a bit ever since I watched Transformers Rise of the Beast, and now that I've made it a reality as a video, I am so glad you guys loved it, and thanks for the support of it. It was really appreciated. But yes, this is the end of the Hasbro Cinematic Universe. I'm not doing any more. I intended it to be for 3 phases, and that's it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And this is Adrian Man Ray, and I am signing off. Thanks for watching.